YouTube! ¿Qué pasa? Welcome back to another Bleach Brave Souls video. Right, in today's video, I'm gonna go over the top 3 best auto runners in the game right now. And with auto runners, I mean characters that are usually NAT-based characters with which you can literally auto any PvE content. With PvE content, what do I mean? I mean point events, I mean hard events, I mean raids where you get those raid characters in order to feed them to other characters. Literally any PvE content are so easy to be played on auto with these characters, so you literally don't have to worry about nothing. Now, with some of these characters, you can literally auto PvP content too. So with PvP content, I'm talking about Inheritance Trials, Inheritance Zone on co-op, Enriched Droplet Zone on co-op, and Epic Raids to some extent too. Right, without further ado, let's jump into the list. Right, the first one, I guess, comes to no surprise. The best, literally the best NAD unit the game has ever had. TYBW Chair Aizen. This character is literally insane. I have been fortunate enough to get him 5/5 myself. With this unit, you can literally carry auto any content in the game. And with this character, I mean literally every content, because this character clears for me PvE content, any PvE content, whether it be the normal point event stages or the ultra point event difficult stages, whether it be PvE inheritance trials, whether it be PvE scroll quests, whether it be PvE, whatsoever, this character clears it. And if that wasn't enough, if I use this character every time in IT, I literally just leave it on auto. This character gets me from the start to the end without dying. Literally, this character is the best NAD unit Caleb has ever produced since he has an amazing skill set. Apart from being a NAD unit ranged with flurry, he does have weakening on all of his attacks. His SA2 is a boost and a shield. He does have a gauge mechanic, which means when the gauge charges up, the attacks will do significantly more damage. When the gauge effect has been active, his bruiser is going up to 100%, and he is getting also 50% decreased damage taken. On top of that, he has fire resistance, read all affiliation dodges, Sprinter +1. Then he does have, I recommend definitely going for stamina recovery. Why did I give him full stamina damage? Go for full stamina damage boost. Why did I give him stamina recovery? Since I use him pretty much to auto anything, I'd like him to be able to recover himself. I do switch this around every time though. I use him in guild quest, but yeah, that's just me personally. It's up to you what you use for his second skill. If you want to go for a second skill, I recommend really going for damage to weakened enemies. And he does have flurry +1, debilitator +5 seconds, increased status aim and chance against speed attribute enemies, enhancer, poise, multi-barrier +2, and a new skill, guard break plus hidden enemies. And on top of that, if that all wasn't enough, he does have status aim and attack boost. So basically, this character is insane. And this character, like, just look at his gameplay. I'm leaving on auto. This character will just get the job done regardless. Look at the damage numbers. This is without his gauge being effective, his gauge effect being active. Now, when his gauge effect is being active, this character is easily, really easily doing over 300 to 400k damage per hit, which is actually insane considering. Now, wait, let's see. Now the gauge effect is effective, is active now. Let's see the damage numbers. 230k. As you can see, the damage numbers are crazy. This character, I don't know what, 410k on that one at 622k. Oh my god. Like, how much damage do you want Aizen to do? Caleb be like, yes. So there you have it. That's the new TYBW Aizen. This character is literally holding the #1 spot, and I really doubt that the next busted the busted next NAD unit will be coming anytime soon. So this character will hold #1 spot for quite some time. But yeah, this unit, like I said, use him in IT, in IZ, in epic raids, this character will just get the job done on auto. Like, you don't have to bother about nothing. Even at 105, this character is insane. If you're lucky enough to get him 505, good job. Right, number 2 on the list, it's gotta be Spirits Are Forever With You, Jushiro. This character is insane. He used to be the number 1 character in terms of auto carrying any content in the game. This character can easily still carry auto in IT and IZ, basically Inheritance Trials and Inheritance Zone. And this character is the number 1, second best NAD unit in the game after TYBW Aizen. Why is this character so insane? I was fortunate enough to get him on a free step. I only have him 105, which is not bad because this character, he does have drain on all of his attacks, which basically means he's bound to keep up his full stamina damage at all times. He does have boost and multi-barrier on his SA2. On top of that, he does have freeze resistance, sprinter +1. He does have full stamp damage boost from the T15 skill, which is definitely a skill you should give him. On top of that, increased speed attribute captain, normal attack damage 20%, flurry +1, debilitator +2 seconds, weakened defense I gave him. In this case, I'm going to change that around in the future again to maybe something like damage to weakened, to drained enemies. Then he has enhancer, poise, multi-barrier +2, guard break. This character is insane. I believe he's now just over a year old, or yeah, I believe he's a year old now. So this character, when he came out, he literally was considered to be the best NAD unit in the entire game. Even nowadays, this character still holds up. Like, this character can, same as Aizen, carry you safely on auto through any PvE content. He does struggle a bit though when it comes to the scroll quest, for example, due to him not having a read dodge mechanic. However, that doesn't matter because his hits deal so much damage that he just walks through them. Even at 105, like I said, even at 105, he carries me through Inheritance Trials and Inheritance Zone with the occasional flash step in there. Nevertheless, this character is insane. Right, so Spirits Are Forever With You, Jushiro. The thing about this character which is so nice is his NAD string. Like, look at the way the animation was made on this character. I believe this character is definitely one of the nicest NAD strings in the game, and I really like the way they made his multi-barrier look with like 2 fishes, or what are those supposed to be, sharks or whatever, floating around him, which is nice. He doesn't have hidden enemies, which is one thing he really lacks. I wish he would have had like something like hidden enemies built in. Nevertheless, that doesn't really matter because at the end of the day you can still give him like a Zeta Barutan pill, so he hits hidden enemies, which gets the job done. But as you can see, the damage numbers aren't comparable to something like Aizen. TYBW Aizen just holds the top, but this character here, if you have Jushiro, you can safely use him in an auto runner team. Say for example for farming point event, you can just sit back and watch him get the magic done. Because like I said, with his drain mechanic on top, this character is bound to just stay alive. He has multi-barrier, drain, does very good damage, is ranged, has flurry. What more do you want from a auto running character like Jushiro? Now let's check out his soul bomb for a quick moment. I really like the way they made the animation on the soul bomb as well. Like, it's kind of simple, but it looks sick. And yeah, that's Jushiro for you guys. Right, next up, place number 3, spot number 3. In my opinion, it has to be Fierce Battle Kisuke. Why do I choose Fierce Battle Kisuke? This unit is actually my most unit in the game. Matter of fact, I use this character for literally everything. Since I have a max transcendent with 3-star attack at the top, this character, even nowadays, this character is 1.5 years old. Like 1.5 years old. He's still one of the best auto runners in the game. He is in my personal top 3. Why? Because this character is just insane. Let's look quickly at his skills. So he doesn't have any status ailments on his attacks, but don't get fooled by that. So he does have a normal shield on his SA2, devastation 40%. Give him full stamp damage. Definitely, he's a pot unit on top. flurry +1, damage to weaken enemies due to the fact that I use him on in guild quest, sprinter +1, guard break, and that's basically the setup for him. I gave him the Zeta Barutan pill because he doesn't have built-in hidden enemies. But trust me, this character, even though he doesn't have the same insane skill set as Aizen and as Jushiro have, this character is so nice to play with. Like, the pushback on his attacks are so crucial when you're playing with him, which is actually why this character autos, for me personally, any content, I use him in PvE. So if I use him during point events, this character just autos. If I use him on Ultra stage, this character just autos. This character doesn't die. Literally, it's insane for a character that old without any status ailments. Yeah, this character is actually crazy. I don't know why, but this character is insane. Let's look at some gameplay from him. Right, here we go. Fierce Battle Kisuke. Like, this character, obviously, one of my favorite units in the game is gotta be Kisuke. And just look at it. Look at the magic this character is doing. Like, look at the pushback on his SA1, which is actually insane. Like, he pushes the enemies back to the end of the room. I literally like using this character even in IT because he's so good in terms of staying alive. Just from the fact that he has so good such a good kit for such an old character. I mean, we're talking about a unit here which is almost 2 years old, and this character is literally insane. Like, the only thing I would have wished for him to get is something like built-in stamina recovery. Obviously, I could give it to him on his T20 skill, but like I said, I use him a lot in guild quest as a side unit in Arranca week. Ranged Arranca is actually one of the best units to use, so yeah, I kept it that way. I might even change in the future again, but nevertheless, like I said, this character, playing with him is such a joy. Like, the way his normal attacks feel is just so smooth. Like, I rarely play with a smooth character like that, and I had to quickly decide, is it gonna be a tie for the spot number 3 between him or Fierce Battle Gin? And I actually went for Fierce Battle Kisuke because, like I said, he's my most used unit in the game. Character is so much fun to play with. For such an old unit, he's such a good character. I mean, if you have this character anywhere from 1 of 5 to 5 of 5, you can auto any PvE content in the game. This character will just get the job done. He doesn't die. Like, he just doesn't die. So there you have it, guys. That's my top 3 auto runners in the game. I will be making in the future a thorough top tier list for the best auto runners in the game, and I'm currently making a tier list on the best overall characters in the game. So stay tuned for that. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this video. Do you agree with me with those 3 characters in terms of being the top 3, or do you say like, nah, Kisuke doesn't belong in there? Because I personally, Kisuke is my man. Kisuke is just insane to play with. So let me know down below in the comments what you think on this. As always, don't forget to smash the like button. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys next time.